Again, the 12th annual. Anyone who had a hand in putting together this year's event, go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. Because you did one hell of a job. I would also like to add a very special welcome to our distinguished guests, and most of all, our Gold Star family members in attendance. It is indeed an honor for me to be here today, and there is no higher cause than to support those who have sacrificed so much for our country. I think it's important to note before I get started that as much as I will try, I do recognize that there are no words that I can say that'll ease the pain of those who have lost loved ones. And I know what I'm about to say is going to strike some emotional chords. For the past 20 years, our great nation has suffered through many tragic events, but we have endured like no other nation on the planet, and we will continue to do so. That said, for the past 20 years, Naval Special Warfare has been on the front lines of freedom, combating terrorism, disrupting, degrading, and defeating violent extremist organizations wherever they pop up. Naval Special Warfare is undefeated on the battlefield. Their impact has been strategic, preventing multiple attacks on the homeland. But even with all our victories, we've had some losses. And as our losses mounted over the past 20 years, we would learn a few key lessons. One, the Navy SEAL Foundation is absolutely critical. Their funding and their special programs have added so much to our community. Two, that the wives of our fallen were 10 times as strong as their Navy SEAL or SWCC husbands.
Hoo-yah! Whoop, whoop.
Three, that the families were tough beyond all comprehension, and in their strength, we would find the courage to carry on, and on, and on. These tragic events have also led to the greatest outpouring of love and support, and they've also been our biggest inspiration, knowing that the men who went into those fateful days did so willingly. History has proven that great nations, great cultures, and great people are defined by how they endure unspeakable tragedies. In military history, we often cite the Spartans as the best example of the men who embraced the warrior spirit and the incredible wives and children they left behind as their husbands marched into battle. The Spartan sense of courage, their strength, their love of nation and family is a thing of legends. But I will tell you that I've been to more than my fair share of funerals over the past 20 years. I knew our fallen. I met the families and the wives and the friends. If ever the nation doubted the strength, courage, resolve, greatness of the American people, they need only look back at our fallen teammates, the families that raised them, the wives they loved, and the children they cherished, and the friendships they forged. Our fallen teammates were American warriors from every walk of life, from every corner of the country, selflessly doing what the nation asked them to do. So you want to know what it means to be a teammate? I'm going to tell you. In the SEAL teams, The greatest compliment one SEAL can bestow upon another is to call him a teammate. Yes, it is a simple term, but it conveys just about everything about how we live, how we operate, and sometimes how we die. In the sea, underwater at night, when it is the coldest and darkest, it is your teammate that swims beside you, even though most of the time you can't see him. It is your teammate that is always willing to provide you air if you run out, untangle your lines if you get caught underneath the ship, or in a pier underneath the quay wall. It is your teammate, on occasion, that has to fend off unwanted visitors in foreign ports and deep waters when you're doing highly classified things that maybe, just maybe, a handful of people in the United States government even know about. In the air, it is your teammate that checks the pins and straps upon your parachute. No twist, fully seated. It is your teammate that follows you out of a perfectly good aircraft in the middle of the night into the dark open sky. It is your teammate that ensures you pull at the right altitude. And it is your teammate that lands beside you in enemy territory. On land, it is your teammate that walks along your flank, always covering your six. It is your teammate that lays down a base of fire so you can maneuver against the enemy. It is your teammate that throws you over the shoulder after you've been wounded and carries you from a firefight. And sometimes it is your teammate that lays down his life for yours. The term teammate represents a bond among those who wear the trident. This bond is nurtured in training. We are known as the teams because of this bond. This bond is born in basic SEAL training, forged by adversity, and it continues to grow in the platoons and the teams and throughout a SEAL's career and life. It is the driving force behind every action a SEAL does, and it is unconditional and unending. In short, our fallen are known for acting selflessly with ferocious determination and raw courage in the face of near or certain death. They have given their last ounce of devotion to our great nation, their families, and their teammates. And it goes without saying that their legacy will be honored in the future generation of teammates, guiding their every deed and steadying their resolve in the toughest of situations. For all the swimmers out there today, each and every one of you swam for a SEAL, a SWIC, or an enabler underneath Naval Special Warfare umbrella that embodied what it means to be a teammate. Thank you. For the Navy SEAL Foundation, Admiral Pybus, Kurt, Kathy, Dan, John Doolittle, who can't be with us, all our volunteers, and our families and our sponsors. Bottom line, we could not do what we need to do without you. Thanks again for your special programs, your critical funding, and all the love and support. For our goals to our family members in attendance, our great nation owes you a debt of gratitude and I can assure you that your enormous sacrifice will not be forgotten. As I mentioned earlier today, there are no words that I can say that will ease your pain. I do have one favor to ask as our teary eyes dry up. I ask that you hold your head slightly higher than normal, that you laugh, that you share a story of life, and you smile. Because that is how we remember them. Because that is what our fallen would want. Because that's what great nations, great cultures, and great people and family and teammates do in their finest hour. Lastly, in times of war and uncertainty, there stands a special breed of warriors ready to answer our nation's call and protect our way of life. In the SEAL teams, those warriors are known as teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, charge your glasses and prepare for our annual toast.
I got one anyway.
It's a little bit long, so hold on, hold what you got.
Wrap it up, boy.
To Terry Tomlin and Sean Duncan, who were both extremely passionate about this swim, our Gold Star family members and the Navy SEAL Foundation, the swim would not be the success it is today without Terry and Sean. To Tom O'Connor, who is no longer with us, let's live like Tom. To our fallen teammates who are known for acting selflessly with ferocious determination and raw courage in the face of near certain death. And of course, to our Gold Star wives and family members, please remember that it's your strength that gave us the courage to carry on. Raise them up. May we always live our lives worthy of your sacrifices. Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
That's it.